All right. Here's what happened this week in North Carolina politics. There's a lot going on right now. I got like 4 different videos to do on different topics and stuff. It's a little hard to know where to start. But let's start with the state legislature. The leaders of our legislature are now saying not to expect any progress on a state budget until at least April. But don't hold your breath. At this point, it's an open question whether we're going to have a state budget this year at all. There's some big stuff here on voting. This week, the State Board of Elections voted on party lines to eliminate early voting sites at universities all over the state and to eliminate Sunday voting. This is not complicated. A lot of young people vote Democratic and a lot of black voters do too, and voting after church is a very big deal in a lot of black churches. It's called Souls to the Polls. It's been going on for decades. It's a very big deal in North Carolina's black community. But the State Board of Elections, which sets these policies, flipped to Republican control earlier this year. Now they're using that control to suppress black voters and young people. I usually don't like being that blunt, but that really is what's happening here. The board chairman, this Republican dude named Frank DeLuca, says he doesn't think people should be voting on the Lord's Day anyway. So there's that. Chile. Local county governments all over the state are about to get hit with millions of dollars in new administrative costs to comply with new unfunded mandates from Congress. Last year's big beautiful bill passed by Congress and Donald Trump imposes big new set of complex rules for people receiving Medicaid and food stamps. And basically the whole idea was that the new rules would push people off these programs and save the government money. But now it's looking like the new rules are so complex they might actually do the opposite. The reason is because complying with all these new rules involves a ton of paperwork. Remember, there are about 3 million North Carolinians on Medicaid today, about 1.4 million on food stamps, so altogether you're talking about like a third of the entire state. And now you're requiring every single applicant to fill out multiple pages of paperwork multiple times a year. That's a huge new workload that's just purely bureaucracy. And almost all of that new bureaucratic workload falls on county level governments to do. So instead of saving the taxpayers money, the new rules are so expensive to administer that they're actually going to do the opposite. This is exactly what happened down in Georgia just a couple of years ago when they tried this approach as well. Administering complex new rules around eligibility turned out to cost more than they actually saved. Good news here, the Trump administration is finally releasing a little more Helene recovery aid for Western North Carolina. Now, obviously, this is great news, but there's still a lot they're just sitting on, and this should have come a lot earlier. We've got new polling in. The January edition of the Carolina Forward poll drops on Monday, so sign up at the link in our bio to get it in your inbox. I'm freezing my butt off out here, so stay warm, be good, have a great weekend.